Our feet and ankles take us everywhere. Let's show them some love. Let's show our body a little good movement and give some attention to our feet and ankles. Making your way down to the mat. I'm just going to start kind of leaning back like I'm lounging a little bit. And my feet are hip width apart, and I'm just going to let them start rocking just side to side. Nice and easy, just because it feels good to me to just start getting a little movement here. We're going to get some mobility in our feet and our ankles. But first, let's get our bodies moving, because our bodies always benefit from moving up, down, side to side, a little twisting, a little bit of everything. All right, from here, let's settle right in the middle and lie all the way back down onto our backs. And feet are hip width apart, arms are down by your side, knees are bent. And take a nice good inhale. And just have a nice deep exhale, settling in. Kind of making peace with where we are and being present here. Doing something good for our bodies. And inhale into the backs and sides of your rib cage. And exhale, rock your hips. Peel and curl all the way up to the top. Hold it here. Inhale and exhale. Articulate all the way down. Uncurl completely at the bottom. And inhale. On the exhale, rock your hips. Peel and curl. And hold. And slowly coming all the way down. I have recently kind of tweaked an ankle, and so I am feeling the need to just give it a little extra attention, make sure that it gets a little strength, a little mobility, range of motion, and keep it happy. I'm sure it's nothing serious. I won't have to amputate or take myself out in the field and shoot it, but I think it's screaming for a little attention so that I can get back to doing what I want to do. And I signed up to go back to tap dancing classes, so I got to have my ankles happy for that. All right, last one. Articulate all the way down. Hold it at the bottom. Right leg comes into tabletop. Left leg comes into tabletop. Tap that right toe on the mat and bring it right back up. And left. And right. And left. Double check that you can turn off what you can turn off. You don't need to have your shoulders up by your ears. Make sure you don't have any super tense toes or tense jaws, no tense earlobes. Turn it all off. If it doesn't need to be working, don't make it work. Belly buttons pulled down to the mat. One more time right. One more time left. Hold it here. Head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat, and arms and legs go long. Hold it here and feel that length in your body. Get as most out of what you got and pull it right back in. And reach and bring it in. And reach. And reach. And reach. One more time, nice and long. Pull it back in. Both hands on your right leg. Extend your left and switch. And switch. Reach that leg out there with intention and drag it back in using your abdominal muscles. Interlace your hands behind your head and add a rotation. Cross to that opposite knee. Armpit reaches for that opposite knee. Feeling your obliques wrap right across your waist. And 4. And 3. And 2. One more time, each side. Hold it here. Put the inside of your foot on the inside of your knee and give me a little pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch to the other side. Inside of your foot on the inside of your knee. Twist. Get that little wrap across your waist and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to the center. Head comes down. Knees hug right into your chest and even rock side to side. And I'm going to egg beater my knees around just a smidge of a bit because it feels good. And then let's float those legs right up into a good tabletop. Arms come up to the ceiling, head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat. Hands come down by your side. Hands come up and head comes down. And head, neck, and chest lifts. Hands come up and head comes down. And head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat. Hands come up, head comes down. Rotate so that your palms face each other, and then bring your arms out to the side. I'm actually going to bend my elbows because I fit more. Otherwise, I'm hitting my little wild horse wall. From here, knees are glued nice and tight. Pick your left hip up to float those knees over to the right. Shoulders are quiet on the mat. Use the left side of your waist to pull it back to center. And take it over to the left. And use the right side of your waist to pull it back to center. And take it over to the right. And pull it back to center. And to the left. And pull it back to center. And take it to the right. Hold it here. Straighten your legs. Pull it back to center. And bend. And over to the left. And straighten. Pull it back to center. And bend. And to the right. And straighten. And pull it back to center. And bend. One more time to the left. And straighten. Pull it back to center. And bend. From here, left foot is going to come onto the mat. Your right ankle is going to come onto your left knee, and bring that left leg up to tabletop. Wrap your hands around that left thigh. Use your elbow, your right elbow, to just gently encourage that right knee open a little bit more, and float over to the left, and you'll feel that stretch really go into your right hip, especially if you're keeping your hips down. So I'm not curling my hips up. I'm keeping my rear end glued to the mat. My spine is long, so I'm reaching almost as far down the mat and in the other direction as I possibly can. And then from here, since we're here, let's add some ankle rotations, nice and gentle. And of course, breathing. Isn't it nice that you get to breathe? And if for some reason you're having a hard time breathing, concentrate on just the exhale. Let your body take over on the inhale. Sometimes that's all I got in a day. Just try to exhale. And then float that left foot down, unwind those legs, put your left ankle on your right knee, float your right leg up to tabletop, wrap your hands around that right thigh. You're going to encourage that left knee open with your left elbow, floating over to the right ever so slightly. And again, tailbone is reaching long and away from you, and you'll feel that stretch right in that left hip. And it is quite a stretch for me. And then again, nice and gentle, circles with those ankles. And switch directions. Good, and then float that right foot down and unwind that left leg. Legs go long on the mat, arms come up to the ceiling, shoulders press down towards your hips, back bottom rib is in the mat. Squeeze your ankles and your knees together. Inhale, head, neck, and chest lifts up off the mat, and roll it all the way up. Belly button's pulled back. Make these fabulous, straight up and straight back, even with any modifications that you need for today. We're just doing 3. This is 2. And take it down. One more time. Inhale, brings it all the way up. And I'm going to have you sit up nice and tall. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit, and I'm going to angle myself a smidge of a bit. If it's hard to sit up like this, grab yourself a little box that you can sit on. And from here, I want you just to flex your feet. Pull your toes towards your nose, and then point, and flex, and point. And this isn't about just getting to the flex and getting to that point. I want you to make it yummy. So feel the articulation of your feet. Feel everything moving. So there's so many bones and muscles in your feet. And I want you to think that every angle that your foot is in is going to be the important part of getting this exercise and getting your feet moving. From here, flex your right foot, point your left, and switch, and switch, and switch. I think when we're working out and doing whatever we do, or playing, or doing activities, or whatever we're doing, I think the feet and the ankles often get neglected, and I don't think that that's a good thing. So we're going to give them a little attention today. Flex those feet. I want you to circle them, open those toes up, circle them around, and bring them in. And open, circling it all the way around. Flex, rotating them out, point, and bringing it up. Good. And this should feel good. And I am almost moving all the way from my hips. So even though I'm moving my feet, this is actually coming from my core, from my hips. And as always, it takes a lot of work to sit up straight, so don't sell yourself short. Switch directions. Point those toes. Rotate them out. The toes come up and then in, and point, open, and up, and in. Just get him started moving here, which is fabulous feeling. Good. And then from here, reaching up nice and tall and just rounding forward. Grab as far down as you can. If you're only at your shins, that's a-okay. But I want you to see if you can stay lifted in your chest and reaching forward with those feet. If you have it available to you to grab your toes, go for it. And pull those, I want those toes flexed, pulled back towards your nose. Whew, that's a good stretch. And then round it forward. Restack all the way up. Let's stand up without using your hands. You know, I always like to do that little trick. And I want you to stand with your feet parallel. And from here, I want you to lift one toe, one toes, one foot, toes, foot. Oh my gosh. I got COVID and I feel like this is where it's happening. My Erin speak is getting worse. And then we're going to switch to the other side. Just lifting those toes. Lift and lift and lift and lift. And I want you to feel the muscles on the front of your shins there working to help pull those toes up. And just keep pulling. If you want to go fast, you can even go faster. Lift, 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 lift. And lift, 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 lift. Ooh. I haven't done this in a while. I feel like I need to have my tap shoes on. I will soon. Hold it right there and relax there. From here, I want you to rotate out onto the sides of your feet like you're a nervous little child. And then I want you to try to rock them in and roll them out and rock them in and out. Nice and gentle. And out and in. One more time. Out and in. I'm going to have them both rock over to the right and then come to the center and to the left. Or if you're mirroring me, opposite that. And just rocking onto the sides of those feet. Getting that lateral movement in your ankles. Good. And then come back to the middle. I want you to pull just your toes up. So all my toe ball joints are down. And I want you to pull your toes up and reach your toes as far as you can apart and then really reach them and place them with intention on the mat. From here, my hands are going to come onto my hips. Lift your head up into the sky. And I want you to come up onto your toes and slowly lower down. And lift up onto your toes and slowly lower down. And belly buttons pulled in and squeeze as you lift and nice and controlled as you lower down. If you need a little hand on a chair, a wall, anything, a little something to stabilize, by all means, go for it. No judgment here. And we're just going to lift and lift. And I want you to really concentrate on having equal pressure across your toes. So your big toe, as you come up, should not be lifting up or peeling off to the side. Your ankles are nice and straight. And lift, and lift, and lift, and lift. And this is really helping your feet, your ankles, but I'm also feeling this go all the way up through my legs. Belly buttons pulled in, lifting tall. You're working on balance as well. So give yourself credit because, once again, here we are, multitasking. I'm going to change it on you. This time, coming up all the way onto a point. Stay lifted on that point. Bend your knees. Reach your heels down, which is a good stretch for my ankle, and then stand right up straight. Come up onto a point. Bend your knees with control. Hello, balance. Heels reach down, and then straighten those legs. I'm lifting up and bending those knees. Woo! Speed wobble, excuse me. And then heels reach down right here. That's a great stretch all along the back of my ankle there. And then come all the way up and lift and bend. Heels reach and stand up and lift and bend. And heels reach and stand up and lift, bend, reach, and down. Let's switch that direction. Take it, bend those knees. Come up onto your toes, and I'm really articulating through my feet. Lift up nice and high and lower down. And bend. And lift. Ooh, gosh, that was a bad one. And lower down. And bend. Lift your heels. Come up nice and tall, lower down. And bend. Lift your heels. Come up high, nice and tall. Lower your heels down. One more time. Bend. Lift those heels. Stay up tall with control. Heads lifting up into the ceiling as you lower those heels down from right there. So our feet are always going to be also supported from our core. Let's work on a little more balance. From here, I'm shifting over to my left leg. I'm going to lift that right knee. From here, if you are challenged enough with this, please stay right here. If you would like a little more of a challenge, rotate so that that foot is lifted and you're kind of making a little flat area. I want you to bring that knee around. You're going to rotate it all the way back behind you. Whew. And sweep it through straight. Rotate that leg up. Bring it around to the side. And then rotating it around and through. This is hip mobility and balance, strengthening your ankle and foot muscles that are balancing on that stabilizing left leg. Let's do one more time. Might be a different story when we switch legs because my right ankle is the one that's tweaky right now and sore. All right, and right foot comes down. Remember to do what works for you today. I'm going to find a nice even spot. My saltillo tiles leave funny little divots in my mat. From here, this time I'm shifting all my weight onto my right leg, lifting that left leg. Again, if it's enough challenge here, just stay here. If you'd like a little more, rotate that knee so that foot lifts off to the side. Bring it around to the side, rotating it back, opening those hips up, bringing it all the way back behind you, and then bring it through. And lift, rotate, bring it out to the side, and back. Staying lifted, and bring it through, and lift, rotate it, take it off to the side, all the way around, whoo, speed wobbles, and bring it in and together, and float that leg down. And from here, shake those legs out. Inhale, on the exhale, nod your chin, round it all the way forward. Put your hands on the mat or on the ground. Bend your knees if you need to a little bit. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. And I want you to bend your knees. And then straighten up again, just getting a nice good stretch. And bend. And straighten. This time I'm going to have you bend. And from here, I'm going to have you come forward, so that you're on your knees and sitting, getting a stretch around your toes, through your feet, and just enjoy that little bitty stretch. And then from here, hands can come right back down onto the mat, nice and gentle, just rocking back and forward and back and forward. Just getting a nice stretch, getting that movement coming all the way back under your heels if you can, and back. This time staying back, hands come close, straighten those legs up, and slowly, slowly rolling all the way up. And let's just circle those shoulders just because it feels good. And shrug them up to your shoulders, nice and high. Drop them like they're hot. And shrug them up, drop them like they're hot. See you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye.